is the house used to be absolutely perfect, like everything, and now it's just not.
I can't do everything. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Cassie, aka Nubian Rock Chick. Shut up! How do I know you're going to be like this? Oh my god!
How long is the first thing? Alright, come on, let's go. Come on.
God, how do I know it's good to do this?
What are you talking about anyway? Why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this today? I'm going to explain to the people. Hi guys, it's Cassie, aka Nubian Rock Chick, and welcome back to my channel. And this is my husband. And today I thought it would be a good idea to have a little chat with my hubby and get his kind of perspective on why he's so childlike. Get his
So why is she married me?
Get his perspective. I don't know why I married him, guys. Get his perspective on what it's like to be married to an artist or an entrepreneur or someone who else owns a small business, and how it could be stressful or not stressful on yourself. So we're going to kind of talk as honestly as much as we can. We're not professional YouTubers, so whatever comes out in this video is whatever it's going to be.
I don't do this.
He doesn't like being on the camera. He secretly loves being on the camera. So I'm gonna ask him questions and get his kind of point of view. But also I have asked some of you guys on Instagram. It's hard to be married to him, dude. It's really hard. Yeah, so I have asked some of you guys on Instagram and Facebook some questions. I probably didn't leave you guys enough time to actually give me the questions. So whatever I've got, by the time I'm ready to answer them at the end of the video, then I'll just answer those. For those of you who don't know, my journey of being an artist and a self-employed or small business owner started from when I decided to become a stay-at-home mum, which was about, I was going to look at my watch, but that makes no sense. Started about 8 years ago when we had our first child.
Yeah.
And I used to work in fashion buying.
And she hated it.
I hated it. I loved it in a sense, but at that particular time in my journey, I was not enjoying it, and
What's that movie where they make her look stupid all the time?
I think he means Devil Wears
Prada.
Devil Wears Prada.
Basically, that was your life.
Because kind of like fashion is kind of like that in real life, in honesty. And at the time, I did have lots of lovely buyers or managers above me, but at that particular time when we was getting married, I had a particularly, I wouldn't say not so nice, but a buyer who I didn't get on with, or assistant buyer who was above me who I didn't get on with. So I really wanted to leave, and I had promised husband that once we got married, he could have a baby, because I wasn't having any baby, because I was very career focused and goals focused, and I didn't want to have a child until we got married, and kind of work on everything before then. So at the time, I decided that I hated working in fashion buying. Yeah, because I wanted to get married 9 months, because that would have coincided with the date that we got together. But we got married a year after.
You still find a spot to get married at.
Yeah. So anyway, long story short, is he wanted the baby, and I said not having a baby till he put a ring on it, and he did. And as soon as the honeymoon ended, we were pregnant. So 9 months later. Oh yeah, it's a joint effort, isn't it? I can't make a baby on my own. But anyway, 9 months later, we had a baby, and we discussed it and decided.
Well, I decided.
Or you decided,
yes,
okay.
That I wanted you to stay at home to look after the children, because I didn't want the children to go from here, and everywhere.
He wanted to make sure.
Because I'm brought up from that sort of family where the mum looks after the children. Old school. People do it, some people don't.
In his mind, he's very like, he thinks that a woman should be there for the children and stay home. I've always been a woman who wanted to be career focused, and I did want children, but it wasn't, I always thought maybe if I have children I'm going to go to work and I'm going to go back and still do my career. But I think because at that time I wasn't
happy.
Huh?
Yeah, I won't go back.
Yeah, because
I saw you was upset most of the time. So
yes, I was upset a lot of the time.
I had enough money. You don't have to do it.
Yeah, so as I wasn't happy, I decided I'm going to stay at home, and he decided that he would look after all the bills and allow me to be at home with I say children, our first child. So yeah, so that's how the journey of how I decided to be a stay-at-home mother, which led into me doing several different things.
You was about everything.
I've been a hustler.
She's been doing so many different types of things.
But before I go on to that, of my hustling ways, how you felt, I'm showing pictures of myself. I need a drink. I need a drink. I would like to know.
You should have a drink ready, man.
Do you need a drink as well?
Nice, was it?
I'm not very hospitable.
You should have that.
Anyway, sorry guys, I just had to get some water because I'm getting parched and all this talking. So yeah, as we were at, I would say, I had just left work and had my first baby, and I want to know how it felt for you as a partner, the stresses, or if you had any stresses, the feeling what it's like to know that you have to carry all the bills.
Yeah.
And
well, to be fair, I didn't have stresses. I'm not really a stressed guy. I was just like that. I knew I could handle all the bills and everything like that.
We've been with each other for 17 years, since we were 18.
Yeah.
It'll be 17 years in September.
18
and then
or 19.
Yes. Well, yeah, I'm a bit older than him.
Yeah.
By a couple of months. And so then we got married at the 7-year mark.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And and we had our first child then.
Right. So his case is just putting it all together and working out when I actually thought to myself, I need to have a second job.
Yeah, but prior to that, I've always worked. And I've worked in retail, fashion and fashion buying in head office and things like that. Yeah, so my wages did contribute.
Okay, we're not talking about party wages, we're talking about...
Yeah, but I want to know how you felt when I left work.
And I wanted it to happen.
The soul, well, he wanted it to happen, but...
So I feel happy. And my daughter, I feel extra happy.
I know he felt happy that he had a child finally, but how did that feel?
They moved into another house, which is bigger.
Financially, on you to be paying for everything now, because I knew that I was never going to come back. So,
yeah. Did
that really make you feel worried?
To be honest, I didn't worry at all.
Really?
No.
I would worry.
No. Do you know why? Because I've got a strong family around me. Oh. So if I have any problems or anything...
He means his siblings, not
Yo, what's up, brother? No, but I'm saying, that's why I didn't have any worries. If anything happened and I had any situation, I had people around me. Some people don't have that, but I had that. I could have that. Okay. I'm saying, so I was right. It's only when I was our second child, I thought, damn.
Yes, yes, yes.
You know?
Because we lived in the flat with our first child.
Yeah.
With our daughter. So then we had our second child 2.5 years later. So you felt like at that point, when the second child came...
the second child's coming. Right, before the second child's coming. I had to do something else. Stressed. What am I going to do? Am I going to just keep this job and try and make things work, or am I going to have to get another job? How's it going to work? And obviously I didn't want you to go to work because we have another child now, so it's going to be, you've got to get that same bond to the child you did for the first child. So at no point did you ever feel like, oh, maybe Cassie needs to go back to work? No, I don't feel you to go to work. I thought I need to do something else as a man. So I figured out something else to do. I'm a natural born hustler anyway. Yeah. So I'll make whatever happen. So you had to step up in that way. You had to have two jobs. I had 2 jobs. To make it work. Which is great for me. I like that it pushed me to make me have 2 jobs because I took a year out to get my business up there from my other job. Took a year out to get my second business up there. As soon as I got there and it was running by itself, then I merged the 2. And then that was it. That was working out well. So he felt confident that he could take the bills on and I'd be home. But obviously gave her own freedom to create what she wanted to create at home. Yeah. So at the time of having 2 children, I had I would say 2 children close together-ish because they're 2.5 years apart. And I don't think anyone actually told me how stressful it would be to be
a mother to 2 small children under 3 years old. It actually stressed me out quite a bit. So at that time, as he said earlier, I am a natural born hustler as well as he is. So I'm always thinking I could never be at home and just be a stay-at-home mum. I'm always thinking what else I can do, and I'm always trying to learn and figure out things. So, but the reason the hustling kind of came about is because when I had my first child, I decided I didn't like what I looked like, and this guy is a gym goer, an avid gym goer, as you can see, the size of a house. So I really got into fitness as well.
Oh, you got into fitness.
So that is kind of what I started to do first. And I learned to be a personal trainer and tried to train people online, which is so I found it quite difficult because, you know, it's definitely hard to train people online because I'm bound to the aspects of looking after my children at home. So I couldn't go and be a personal trainer in a gym because that would mean taking time away from who's going to look after children, getting childcare costs. So that's an added cost. And even though he earned okay money, it's not really a cost that we could have added on. Childcare costs are quite crazy. Anyway,
yeah, it's like sometimes it's pointless you have a job because it costs more.
Yeah. So I knew I didn't want to go back to work. So I knew for someone, exactly. I've always liked working, and I'm just naturally a hard worker, but working for someone, I realised it wasn't for me. And the fitness thing didn't work out. Originally, for any of those people who are real OGs, they would know that OGs know that I used to have an account, a very beginning account on Instagram when I first got it. It was Mr. and Mrs. Workout. But he didn't want to do that with me because I
did it, bits.
I wouldn't say he's shy. He's not shy, but he's not on that. And you know, social media.
In my account.
Work. So anyway, so that didn't work, and I realised that wasn't for me. And I actually don't like training people, even though I love fitness. And then I tried to do another hustle in which I tried to do the Natural Hair Network, which was an online. He's like, oh, it's all flooding back. You have to have a certain character to kind of share those things well and successfully. So I'm quite a I don't want to say loner. I want to say I'm an introvert and I like to work on my own. I think I work best on my own. So all those things,
you went through that process. Fitness
and being a parent to 2 small children, I found it very stressful. So I picked up art as a way to de-stress.
Yeah, it's mad how you come with the art.
Because it was completely just a hobby and I wasn't looking for it to make money or be a business of any kind.
And I didn't realise art cost so damn much. She wanted these crayons. What's crayons? Felt tips or whatever it was.
Markers.
Markers, right? So I thought, okay, £20, £30. Maximum for pens.
He thought there'd be 20 to £30.
£100 and something. I was like, what? For crayons?
Yeah, they're what? They're markers. They're alcohol-based markers.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't realise that there could be that much money. So I bought anyway for her a gift because obviously I just whatever she'd get into, I help her out wherever I can.
Very nurturing.
Yeah, help her.
That's kind of how I came to that. So all this time my life started out as being a stay-at-home mum. So I know people are always interested in how I got to be selling stuff and be a business owner and the transitioning from working full-time to working full-time at home. That never really happened for me because I was fortunate enough to have the support in my husband to take care of the bills and let me explore and figure out what I really want to do. Because I always, from young, I really wanted to be a fashion buyer. But sometimes, you know, something that you've always thought that you wanted to do doesn't actually turn out to be the best thing. He's fortunate enough that the subject he chose to work in, he's excellent at it. He's a sought after in his industry, and he's done that since he was like 18. So he's fortunate that he found his craft. And you know, I decided at, I can't remember how old was I, 26, that wasn't for me, so I had to kind of start again. But it just so happened that I fell in love with what I was doing to relax, and people saw it and wanted to purchase. So, skipping forward now, how do you feel? What is it like to
What is it like working with you?
To be married,
work from home
to an artist.
You're in that office every day, most of the day, all the time, and sometimes things around the house don't get done.
But let's talk about the beginning of when it started up.
Beginning when it started, I shared a little room, right? In a little room at the front, you know, a little tiny room. We call it the cold room because it's freezing in it. So I wired all up for her, you know, all electrical, put the sockets and everything like that. And she had all the office equipment in there. And then she started expanding so much, she was getting so big for it, she wanted to take over half of my gym that I had.
Oh yeah, we have to pay.
So she wanted to take over half of my No Mercy gym, which I call it, in the conservatory area. Going back and forth with her, arguing whether she should have it or not.
There's lots of tears.
So
and
I gave up. So now all my gym stuff's packed away, and now I'm forced to leave the house to go to the gym. But in fairness, I wasn't using the gym at home as much as I should have been, so really it works out. Because at the end of the day, at least it's making money now. The gym ain't making money.
Yeah, it was a redundant room.
Yeah, so that's the only argument. But obviously, for seeing it now, it's a lot better this way. But before, I was thinking, no way you're taking over the gym. This is terrible. Blah, 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 cussing all the rest of it. But now, it's great that she's in there. You can understand
how it was the right thing to do, because at that time, when I was in the small room, I would take over.
Yeah, she'd take over the whole front room. Everything everywhere.
Because I was selling calendars, and I just started selling stickers and all types of things like that. And it's so small. The room's so small. There just wasn't any space. Yeah, and every day he would come home from work, and there'd be loads of rubbish on the floor, and you'd just be upset and angry.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, her in there working from home, because I don't work from home, I don't understand it. So if you're working at home, in my head, you should be doing the stuff that's in the house anyway, because you're at home. So if I come home and the kitchen's a mess, or the front is a mess, or this is that and that's that, I'm like, well, what are you doing? You're at home. She'd be like, I'm working. I'm like, yes, you can't tell me you can't have a break. I don't understand sometimes because she don't actually break.
I literally, because I do everything myself, I do have to work all day, and because my day, well, whereas he goes, when do you go to work? 8 o'clock.
Yeah, right now, yeah.
He works 8 till 5. A business, someone who's a mother and a small business owner who works from home, it's not the same, because you get up and he's got to get himself ready, and that's it, take himself to work. I've got to get up and I've got to get my 2 children ready for school while they're having tantrums. Your day it's kind of hard to get into a good, what's the word, like a good run up to how you to work, because it's been interrupted by taking the kids to school, or having to stop to go and collect them from school. And then if I'm stopping to clean stuff, it's like it's interrupting my flow of creativity. Anyway, my point is, my day is very different to his. So that's how sometimes things don't get done in the house. So working from home doesn't mean that the person can necessarily keep up with all the housework. And that's one of our biggest things that we found difficult. There's a point where you have to think, I can't do everything. For me, it definitely feels stressful to try and figure out how to be a good wife, a good mother, and try and be a good business person and make your business grow. And there's a certain point that you have to hold your hands up and say, I can't do it all, I need some help. And I don't normally ask for help a lot, but I'm lucky he is very helpful. He likes cooking, so that's very, very helpful. So he does that a lot of the cooking sometimes. And I mainly do the cleaning, but you definitely need help when you have a small business and you are a parent. There's no way you could do everything. Something has got to give. And we found the most stresses were keeping the house tidy, and sometimes he felt it wasn't being done on my part. So did that stress you out, or did it just make you feel like, how did it make you feel?
Annoyed. Most of the time. That's the only thing. I think you're squeaking actually. That's the only thing that annoys me. Is the house used to be absolutely perfect, like everything, and now it's just not.
I can't do everything. What the thing is as well, when you're both not terribly organised people, that's when the house can definitely come into pot, because I'm not terribly organised and neither is he. That's the problem. If you had a partner who was really organised, then I think it would be.
Oh, I thought that was her. Turns out it's not.
So I've never been, and I don't pretend.
Look at your wardrobe. Yep. That answers the questions because I got to go to the gym.
Someone says, do you ever feel like what she does overwhelms you both, and if yes, how do you handle it?
Oh, she's answered that.
Would you really honestly say mess is the only thing?
100%. Mess is the only thing. What else could you be stressed out about?
Let me tell you what I feel he thinks is I feel like he feels like sometimes an element of closeness is missed because I'm always busy. So being an entrepreneur...
So no, 100%. You forgot about that part.
Being an entrepreneur, you have to put in way more hours than anyone ever does working in an office or working for someone. You have to put serious overtime in it, and it's not that I don't like doing that. I enjoy it, but it is stressful, but it's something that has to be done, working overtime.
Because she's always tired.
And I'm always tired. Once I've finished, I'm tired.
So we had to sit down and think to ourselves what we're going to do, how we're going to manage time together, because obviously I was like, alright, you just
always
spend all your time in here. So, you know, there's a stage where I'm just going to do my thing, you do your thing, whatever. I felt that way. I was probably going out more with my friends, and she was like, you're not taking me out, but she don't really go out wherever I go out anyway, shit like that.
No, I'm not party person.
So
I'm very introverted, I'm home.
We had to figure a way where we could incorporate both of them. So, you know, we do nights, movie nights, do dates, friends go on date nights with friends, some keep it more interesting, you know, because obviously...
But I had to stop myself, I have to like cut it off and have a bit more better time. I'm still learning, I'm not great at it, because I'm the only one doing everything. I need to put in those hours, I have to, but I did notice that, and he told me that he felt like he missed a bit of the closeness, because we did a lot of things where we would sit and watch movies all the time. When the kids got to bed, then I'd start drawing, and then that's our like adult time. So it was hard for you in that respect, like someone.
We're watching Netflix together.
Yeah, not Netflix and
we're chilling.
Yeah, so a lot of that. But we're not figured it out 100%, but we're getting better.
Still working at it, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it won't break a relationship. We just have to mould around it, compromise and all the rest of it. We're together for 17 years for a reason, because we know how to do it.
Yeah.
We know how to mould, or else we wouldn't be here together.
I think compromise is a key word in relationships, but also
and obviously telling the other person how you feel. You know, there's
communication.
Communication is key. There's no point hiding how you feel and then doing something stupid, resenting stuff. So you might as well just say how you feel. Even if you can't even get the words out, and you might come out even quite wrong, just say it and then work at it afterwards.
Yeah.
You know.
You might argue.
Let's just be real to life.
Yeah, you might have a few arguments, but then, you know, keep talking.
We used to argue a little bit.
Yeah, 100%.
We used to argue quite a little bit, and recently since we had a conversation where I felt, you know, we didn't feel like as close anymore. Like, I don't remember last time I argued with you. It's like
yesterday.
Mine are bickering, but it's not like proper like we used to argue. Like,
well, yeah, we've never had really huge.
I would never argue and go to bed angry and wake up angry.
Yeah, we don't do that. But communication and whatever the first thing I said is definitely key to that, because you're going to work lots of hours. There's nothing you can do to help that at all. You know, because even though my money still doesn't necessarily contribute to the households. No. It is a funny thing, because a lot of people are asking me how.
Buy loads of clothes.
A lot of people are asking me how you make the transition from full-time work. So I haven't had to really do that. But what I would say is, from a stay-at-home mother point of view, it was very hard for me to not have my own money, and because in the respect of he's saying he didn't feel like he had worry about finances. I felt like I had a worry for him. I was stressing for him that my salary that I did used to have has gone, and anything I wanted for myself, I didn't feel like I could ask, because I always felt like the children could get. Yeah, I felt like the children need to get first, the bills need to be paid first. So having my own business now has given me so much confidence and feeling that I can contribute to the household. Like, if we needed a fridge the other day, I managed to buy that. And he's a male, so things like getting new bedding and cushions and things for the house, he's like, I'm not buying that. We don't need that.
I am part of it. What was it? Makes the house to house, isn't it?
So, but in my mind, when I ask, he's kind of like, I don't have the money for that.
Yeah, because somehow it's like some crazy prices.
But my point is that he's got a budget, because he is the sole provider of the house. So he's a budget for things. He doesn't have a budget for things in the house like that. And for if I want a pair of shoes or a new jumper. So I was getting like clothes once a year, because when he would buy me clothes for my birthday or something, and I felt like I couldn't ask him. But my point is that having the financial freedom for myself now, it feels good, and I can contribute to the house. I pay for bills. If I need to buy something for myself, so I can look not like a frumpy mummy, I can. And that's all because of what I've created, and from you being able to financially help me in that respect. And I do know that it's not as easy for everyone else, because they have the bills to pay for. I'm fortunate that he could support us in that way, but we're a team. So I didn't give enough people time to give questions, but there's one more question. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by your routine? 100%.
Oh, you?
Yeah, do I ever feel overwhelmed? Yes and no, because like...
Yeah, because you need some other people to help you sometimes. I need help.
Yeah, I do say I need help, but, but do you feel like I'm a very stressy person?
Yeah, sometimes when I'm calling you, ask you to do something, you say you get stressed out, because I need to do this, need to do that, need to do that. So.
But when you look at me working, do you feel like...
You don't look stressed when you're working.
No.
There are stressful times, yeah, that happens, of course it happens.
But I definitely feel overwhelmed, and I think I said earlier before that I definitely feel like it's hard for me to be a good mum and a wife and be a good business person. And I feel like you have to give. I always feel like I'm giving more to one aspect more than others. And I definitely feel like, as a mother, I definitely feel like I could spend more time with the children. I'm very aware, like you said, that I want to build something for my children's future. I want to leave them something. So this is why I'm working hard as I can, because I have that in my mind that I really want to build something for them. You've got to have a bit. I'm always trying to work on a better balance, but I definitely feel overwhelmed because my day's broken up by helping the children, getting them from school, getting after school, doing all that type of stuff. Them asking questions. Mum, can I eat this? This one did this one to this one. This one hit me. This type of stuff. So yeah, I do feel overwhelmed, and I do feel like as we said, the relationship of us is hard to sometimes keep that closeness, because I'm always out there working. So I haven't figured it out. I'm trying to get better at it. I've started in 2019 to try and get better at it. It's always a work in progress. I think, guys, we're going to end it there. I mean, we could probably talk about this subject for the whole day, and I'm sure there's things we missed out, and I'm unfortunately didn't give you guys a lot of time to ask me the questions, because I kind of woke up and like, oh, husband, let's do one of these videos, because I don't feel like I've seen that a lot on YouTube, or anyone talking about what it's like for the aspects from the partner's view of what it's like to be being married to an entrepreneur, artist, whatever, someone who likes to create and make mess. Thanks for watching. Don't get up yet, husband. See, he's got a short attention span, so now he's had his fill. I wish we could probably talk about this for the whole day, but we can't, and I wish I gave you guys more time.
We can't, because we don't want it.
I wish I gave you more time to ask me the questions, but I didn't. I literally gave you like half an hour, 30 minutes. But I hope you found this video interesting, and yeah, I thought it would be good to just try something different, because you don't want to see me every week talking about, oh, I've got orders this week, I'm super busy, I'm stressed, or I'm cutting stickers again and again. So I thought it would be good to show you something different and show you his point of view of being a business owner.
That's right.
So I will catch up with you guys on the next vlog or video, and thanks for watching. Bye.
You know, she's terrible at putting things away after she uses them.
Okay, well, I'll edit that for now.
Yeah.
I'm not. He's the same.